I love the idea of a well-organized backpack. I know exactly how nerdy that makes me sound, but there's just something about that feeling of being ready for whatever the week or the day brings. You know you have everything you need with you in your bag. Now, I don't know if this came from me traveling a lot for work a few years ago or living over 2 hours away from school and university, but the feeling of just picking up your bag in the morning, knowing that everything you need has its place, well organized, already there, I love that. So here's the system I've been setting up and refining over the past few years to get to that point. And I'll go through every single item, everything's linked below, and we'll go through in detail everything that is in this bag. Let's start with the bag itself. I'll show you two bags here. The first is the bag I've been using for the past 6 or 7 years. It's the Topo Designs Day Pack, and it is just amazing. This bag has been with me all over Australia, all over Europe, the US, Japan, and every airport in between. It's super high quality, it has a lifetime warranty, and it has that minimal, stylish kind of functional aesthetic that I really, really like in a bag. Now, I use a modular system for organizing my gear, so everything lives in organized pouches, which means I like a backpack that doesn't have too many organizational pockets in the bag itself. It becomes kind of too prescriptive. You're kind of stuck with the way the bag thinks you should organize your gear, rather than how you want to organize everything you carry with you. And it gets a little bit limiting when you want to rearrange things and add new things to what you carry. Which is why I love this backpack. It's just one massive pocket with a laptop sleeve at the back and one zippered area for smaller items here. The only reason I changed away from this bag is that I wanted something a little larger. I wanted to start carrying my drone with me on some days, or a camera cube with some lenses, or some winter gear now that it's getting colder here in Sydney. So the bag I upgraded to is the North Face Fuse Box backpack, and I love it so much. It's just like a giant box, a giant rectangle on your back, and it fits so much in it. I love this squared off design. It's really striking. I haven't seen anything like this. And again, it's that kind of functional, minimal aesthetic rather than kind of anything too fancy. So inside the North Face bag is similar to the Topo bag. It's just one massive compartment with a laptop sleeve and a zippered area. This zippered area works a lot better though than the Topo one, as you can access it a lot more easily from the top without it kind of getting blocked by whatever you have in the bag, especially when the bag is packed kind of full. The only thing I'm not a fan of with this bag is the super large white logo on the front. I'd much rather a black on black for a more kind of minimal look, but that's a super small detail and has nothing to do with the function of the bag. Just thought I'd mention it. Okay, that's the bag done. So here's what I carry inside it every day. And we'll do kind of an overview first, and then I'll go into detail for each item as well. So we have my tech pouch, which is the Peak Design tech pouch. I also have a Peak Design field pouch for other accessories. I have my mechanical keyboard, my Roost laptop stand, an umbrella, and a water bottle. And my laptop and/or iPad, of course. Depending on the day, I also have room for my drone, or some extra layers, or some food, or a camera. It's this kind of flex space area at the top of the bag. There's a lot of room here, and this is kind of the main reason I upgraded to this bag. I like having this area for whatever that particular day might surprise me with. In the top zippered area, I keep a mask, my wallet, some tissues, and some chewing gum. All right, let's go into the details of all of that. Let's start with the tech pouch. This is everything I'd need for a typical day of work, whether that's working at a co-working space or while traveling or at a cafe, anywhere. It's kind of like my portable office. So in here we have the trackpad. So this is the Apple Magic Trackpad, just a standard trackpad. I've got it in black. I like the look of it. Looks great, works well, and it's exactly what I like to use for design work. Working in Figma and Photoshop, being able to pinch to zoom and rotate and all those shortcuts. Awesome. I have the Hyperjuice USB-C charging brick. Now, I was so happy when I found this. Not only does it have 4 ports on the back, so it's really all I need while traveling for charging smaller devices, but it is smaller than the Apple brick. Now, the Apple laptop charging brick is massive and heavy. This is smaller. I believe it's a different type of battery technology. I'll have a link down below. I did a bit of research when I bought it, but I haven't completely brushed up on that. But it's meant to, keep the same amount of power in a smaller package. And it's got a clever little angled, the angle you plug it in doesn't get in the way of the floor when you've got cables, plugs near the floor. So all around, I love the design of this. This is great. It fits in this pouch so nicely. It doesn't take up a huge amount of room. I have a whole assortment of USB-C, USB-A, Lightning, micro USB, all these other cables. I also have the Hyperdrive USB-C hub. Now, I use the 2020 MacBook Pro with the 4 USB-C ports. So ports for anything that's not USB-C is a bit of a challenge. SD cards, USB-A cables. So this is such a nice, light, portable hub that I can just attach to the side of my MacBook whenever I need a few more connection points. I have a battery pack here, and this kind of rotates depending on whichever battery pack I have at the time, how much capacity I need, how much weight I do or don't want to carry. I have the 1 terabyte external hard drive. Now this is the Samsung T5 1 terabyte solid state drive. And it's amazing. It's so light, it's so small, it's so fast. And it just slots into this little area here in the pouch. It's great. I upgraded to this from the LaCie rugged hard drive, which in comparison is a brick. So having something this light, this is a great upgrade. I love this. I have a lav mic here for any kind of filming, interviews, podcasts, anything I need to do while traveling and moving around. And of course, dongles for the dongle life, headphone dongles, USB-C dongles. In here, I keep a backup pair of earpods for any meetings I might have if my AirPods are out of battery or not working. And at the top here, I have space for pens and the Apple Pencil, of course. Okay, that's the tech pouch. So the field pouch is more so for other accessories that aren't necessarily tech related, but stuff I still need, throughout the week. Kind of like a miscellaneous pouch for everything else. So in here, we have antiseptic cream and moisturizer. I keep painkillers in here for any ankylosing spondylitis flare-ups I might have, which is a kind of inflammatory joint disease I have, and it gets a bit painful sometimes, so I keep these on hand. I have a small Manfrotto tripod, as well as the adapter for that tripod for my phone. Now I use this throughout the week for my tricking training sessions to film my sessions and watch back later on. I also have some pawpaw ointment, some nude deodorant, and Band-Aids just in case. Oh, I also have nail clippers here. This is the one thing I always wish I had on me when I don't have it on me, especially while traveling. So they just kind of slip at the back here, and it's great having them there in case I do need them. All right, on to the next thing. So the keyboard I use is the Planck EZ. It's a super minimal ortholinear mechanical keyboard that I love. I'm a sucker for well-designed physical products, and this is exactly that. I spend so much time these days typing with work that I thought I'd rather have something that feels nice to use and kind of just makes me happy each time I use it. It's just a delightful little keyboard. It sounds great, it looks great, it feels great, the materials used. It's not the cheapest, but for something that I use that often, I was pretty happy to spend a little bit extra. So I chose this particular keyboard for its awesome kind of stripped back design. You just got the keys floating on a backboard here, as well as for how tiny and cute it is. And it also means I can carry it to work each day in my bag without too much added weight or bulk. I carry it in the drop carrying case. This is this really nicely made padded case for 40% mechanical keyboards like this one here. I don't actually think you can buy it anymore on its own. I think it only comes as an accessory when you buy a keyboard on the Drop website. But I somehow found this for sale online on Amazon and haven't seen it since, so you might have to get a bit lucky with that. For an umbrella, I always keep the Blunt Metro in my bag. It's always nice to know it's there, so I'm never really caught out by any surprise rainstorms, especially here in winter in Sydney. It's always hard to know. This umbrella is a bit on the pricier side, but it is so well built and so strong, and it never really has that kind of inversion, like it never turns inside out when there's strong winds. So I'm really happy to just kind of leave that in the bag, forget about it until I do need it. I also have the roost stand here for when I get to the co-working space and set this up. It's great for your posture, great for looking straight ahead rather than hunching down over a laptop, and it's so light with just being made of plastic that it really adds no extra weight. And I also use the Kinto 500ml travel tumbler. Again, sucker for good design of physical products. The materials in this, it feels so nice to hold. The exact shape and cut of the lid and everything, it's just a delight to use. As well as kind of matching almost everything else in the bag with that kind of understated dark look. The last few things are in the top section up here, starting with the wallet. Now I use the Bellroy Note Sleeve, and I've been using this as my wallet for the last 4 or 5 years now. I can't fault it, it's great. If you want a wallet that is still slim, really well made, well designed, they can carry some cards as well as notes, as well as coins, this is a fantastic choice. And I've actually got an AirTag. It's not just saying that, I'm going to say AirPod instead. I've got an AirTag here in the coin compartment as well. Just in case this wallet goes walkabout, I'll be able to find it again. In terms of masks, I tried so many masks at the start of the pandemic, and the only one that really stayed on my face while talking and, just as your face moves while living is the Ugmonk mask. So I bought a whole bunch of these, and I swap out a new one each day. and I use the little pouch they make as well to keep them here in my bag. Lastly, right at the bottom of the bag, underneath all the pouches, underneath everything, I always keep 2 super basic tote bags, just plain black, plain tote bags, nothing special. I find it's great to have, if you're picking up groceries on the way home from work, or if you need to carry anything bigger for any sort of unplanned activities. This is kind of your expansion pack for your bag. Just know that it's good to know I have some extra bags in the bag. Bag in a bag. Yeah. For computers, I use the MacBook Pro 16-inch, pretty sure it's the 2020 model. And I also use the iPad Pro 12.9-inch and the Apple Pencil for all my digital painting, designing, UI design, sketching, all of that sort of thing. In my pockets, not really part of a bag, but I guess it's part of everyday carry, so let's go for it. In my pockets, I keep just the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Haven't upgraded to the 12 yet, and I'm probably just going to hold out until the 13 later this year. I've also got the AirPods Pro and my keys with an Orbit key attached here. And that's about it. That's everything I carry with me on a daily basis on my back, in my backpack. This covers pretty much every single thing I kind of come up against throughout a week, on an average week, as well as a bit of flex space and room if there is anything out of the ordinary. And this includes travel, this includes working around Sydney here. I'm really happy with this setup, and I think it's really boiled down to the kind of essentials, that I normally reach for. I'd love to know what you're carrying though. If you have something, a recommendation you think would fit into this kind of setup, or if you have any sort of things that you use each day, please leave them in the comments. As you can probably tell, I completely geek out over recommendations of bags and gear and everyday carry and stuff like that. So please do let me know. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.